Yo, what's good? How y'all doing today? In between all the crazy stuff surrounding Sparking Zero, whether it be the leaks or just initial buildup of hype for the game, it really got me thinking, right? It really got me thinking about arena fighters as a whole, and specifically anime arena fighters. When you think about it, this genre has potential that is so vast that Sparking Zero only shows us a glimpse into that potential. And what separates mediocre anime arena fighters from ones like Budokai Tenkaichi that are just held so like highly in regard is just due to how like well they can capture the feeling of the anime. For example, I really do love Clash of Ninja, but what Storm offers is a completely different feeling. Like Clash of Ninja is something you want to play if you want like a more like grounded experience, if you want a experience that's more close to an actual fighting game. But when we look at Storm 1, even though the controls get more simple and the skill ceiling does get lower, they go for a more flashy feel that's closer to the anime. But what I feel like really separates these games from like other games like Clash of Ninja is what they add on top of the PvP. Because with traditional fighting games or games that are like in the vein of that, the story seems like more of an afterthought. But with anime arena fighters, good ones at least, they go hand in hand with the PvP aspect, and that all in all just provides a feeling that is unmatched for most other genres. And what I feel like truly rewards the players or fans of these series is just the attention to detail that these arena fighters had in the past. And a great YouTuber named Kadaze did a really good job of compiling these details for us from games like Tenkaichi and games like Storm or Ultimate Ninja. And one of the examples that I really remember, because I also peeped this as a kid when I played the game, was in Ultimate Ninja 3, right? If you were standing on water, it required chakra. Just like in the series, you require a level of chakra control to stand on the water in Naruto, right? But when your chakra reserves deplete, i.e. you run out of chakra, you sink in the water. Now, of course, like you'll teleport back to land because it's a game after all. Imagine like you run out of chakra every time you're on the water and you just instantly die and lose. That would be pretty lame. But it's nice seeing a detail that isn't even really relevant in Naruto, aside from like when Naruto and Sasuke are initially training their chakra control. But as we all know, bro, like everybody knows this, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is just a whole nother demon when it comes to this. And if you want to know more concerning these small details within the game, I'll go ahead and recommend Kadaze's channel. Honestly, he has a lot of videos on it and they're pretty good watches, but I'm gonna talk about the mechanics of the game. Now, while it's really good, right, to have an arena fighter that has a actual soul, I'm looking at you, Cursed Clash, and an arena fighter with a lot of content packed into it to give you a lot of hours, it is an amazing service to have an arena fighter that is also mechanically up to par while having a high skill ceiling, but it does it in a way where it is truly just like the anime. One of the more well-known ones is the fact that transformations actually give you, proper buffs. For example, like if you're playing someone like Base Trunks, right, and you're fighting Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you'll notice for like a few hits that Super Saiyan 3 Goku actually has super armor. He can't be put in a hit stun immediately. And this little thing applies to every character that is at Super Saiyan 3 level or would be considered higher in the anime, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And you even have examples to where, like, when Trunks utilizes the grade 3 form, the one that kind of looks similar to Broly, right? All his moves become more sluggish. He throws Ki Blast more sluggish, and that's supposed to, like, replicate how in, the anime where Goku states that this form is super powerful, but it does slow you down a lot. And for some reason, base form Armored Trunks is literally the fastest character in the game base movement speed wise. I have no idea unless this was done like intentionally to further show that grade 3 slows you down or something. And another thing that I kind of noticed, right, is the fact that usually when I like play Super Saiyan 4 characters, I don't know if this specific thing is an actual mechanic or not. I just get the feeling, right? When I'm trying to do like a Z counter or something, for some reason it just seems easier to time, like as if the Z counter window just kind of got opened up a little bit to make the timing a bit more easier. If this is actually a thing, that's actually a really cool detail that they gave Super Saiyan 4 characters, but that could also just like be my mind playing tricks on me or something. You also have the fact that Ki Blasts like the Destructo Disc or Sword Beam Slashes like Trunks' sword or Yajirobe's sword go through block. Same with supers that utilize the sword in that way. And now in Sparking Zero, moves like Frieza's Death Beam team also go through blocks, so you better learn how to vanish. You even have mechanics like where when first form Cell would grab you and stab you with his stinger, it would heal him. You have mechanics like Super 17 being able to like absorb your ki. It's just little details like that that are really cool, but also play into the combat of the game. And I won't even get into like the high level tech, because I'm not gonna lie, even the tech is reflective of Dragon Ball. You're constantly getting perception blitz, you're constantly leaking in combos, and it's just a super fast paced game overall. And even though Ninja Storm is drastically different in how it plays, like compared to Budokai, it's still reflective of his anime. There's a lot of utility in Ninja Storm and a lot of meter management within that game. And the mix and mind games you can like perform with your respective team is just absolutely insane. And of course, this game has a flashiness that is like almost unparalleled within like the anime arena fighter genre. When it comes to Ninja Storm and Tenkaichi, the way it plays just feels more like organic and authentic to the anime, because they're not trying to force them into a type of style. They're more or less just making a literal game reflective of the anime, which makes you wonder why like One Piece kind of falls flat in that regard, and that's just because like they don't really go all in for some reason. One Piece Odyssey was really like the big chance to get an open world action RPG going for One Piece, and that sounds perfect for One Piece. But as you can probably assume, it was just all in all disappointing, which is why you have examples of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 having Gear 5, but Odyssey having essentially nothing post-launch. And for reference on why this is pretty crazy, Odyssey came out last year and Pirate Warriors 4 came out 4 years ago. And the reason why you have examples of success stories like My Hero One's Justice 2 is just the fact that they perfectly captured the identity of the series. Like, of course, the first game had a lot to be desired, but the second game expanded upon the first game and gave you an experience that was even closer to the My Hero experience. Even the One Punch Man game, as bad as it is, had its moments. Like, the Saitama mechanic was actually a pretty cool approach to an OP character within the series. It's one thing to like, you know, watch an anime and enjoy it for what it is and come to love it as a series, but it's another thing to have a game put in front of you, right, where you can take control of your favorite character and recreate scenes straight out of the anime. And it doesn't even have to be an arena fighter. We can take a step out of that realm for a second. One game that really exceeded my expectations tenfold, and it means a lot as a Gundam fan, was Mecha Break. And this is coming from somebody that just watched the series. I didn't even play any Gundam games previously, but I definitely did go back and play a few after playing Mecha Break, because Mecha Break legitimately made me feel like I was piloting a Gundam. But to get back on topic, arena fighters take a very huge step forward and bringing the fan of a series and a series one step closer together. And I genuinely have not seen an arena fighter go above and beyond the way Sparking Zero has. Anime accuracy is the obvious like first like glaring thing that you see. The game is extremely anime accurate, and I don't necessarily mean in models, because they go for more the Shintani style, so it is accurate in that sense, but I mean just the little minute details within the game. It keeps the authenticity of Tenkaichi while also taking it like page out of Raging Blast book and trying to give you that more cinematic feeling with a lot of like the interactions within the game like that the anime has. And there are like dozens of combat breakdown videos and gameplay vids from like demos with combat. But what's crazy to me is that they give you more tools to just recreate your favorite things from the anime and even what if things than ever. Like, bro, you remember like back in the day, right? You're booting up your like mom's HP laptop, right? And then you go to Google and then you type in Sonic Scene Creator and you're given all of these sprites, right? You can change the background if you want, but you're given like a huge bank of sprites and you just like let your little ADHD brain go crazy. At least that's what I did as a kid. That concept is just taken 100-fold with Sparking Zero. Like, it's actually crazy to think about if you really sit there and think about it for a moment. 5,000 different lines you can choose, a crazy amount of scripts that you can choose, and then when you add on the modding community on top of this is just gonna be you creating your own SFM animations to an extent. Taking the concept of an arena fighter and just excelling it past what you could deem as an arena fighter. And that's what made Storm 1 really cool, because on top of being like a great arena fighter with pretty good combat at the time, right, it had a story mode that was open world, free roam with RPG elements. And that's just so cool because it's like 2 games in one while enjoying my favorite series. Like, bro, imagine Sparking Zero with the crazy gameplay that it has, right, the amazing base roster with over 180 characters, right, the crazy custom battle mode, and on top of that it had the entire like story of Kakarot from OG all the way up to Diamond. Now the only drawback of that is probably the fact that the game is going to be 200 gigabytes, but you can see that there's still levels that this game can go that we haven't even thought of. And there are parts of Dragon Ball that mainline games still haven't fully touched on yet. Like, we had a glimpse of them like tapping into Dragon Ball Heroes with Xenoverse, but they haven't really went all in with the concept. And I think that would make for some like amazing DLC. Like, imagine seeing Beat in the game. That would be absolutely insane. But that's something that I once thought would like never happen, but now I genuinely think that it's super possible to get like Dragon Ball Heroes DLC. And with the Bleach game, right, if that game drops and the gameplay is on par with its visuals, that will just usher in a new age of anime arena fighters, because that combined with Sparking Zero would essentially just raise the bar for arena fighters to come. Hey, what's good, everybody? Canon from a few days in the future here, and by that I mean canon from after the full roster trailer reveal for Sparking Zero. And if you've seen the trailer, I do not have to say too much, but what I will say is the fact that we are absolutely feasting and every doubter of this game is just in shambles right now. It really is just a perfect bow on top of everything I said in this video, and it perfectly leads us into the next section of the video, my personal favorite section of these videos, the part of the video where I put you onto some new songs or artists or bands in general that you may have not heard of, just to spice up your palette a little bit, or just give you, you know, a break from listening to the same old stuff that you've been listening to. And this first one is a little bit special to me personally, because I've been waiting on this song to drop for 3 years, and it's from my favorite rapper of all time. It's from Kenny Mason, the GOAT himself, and I'm glad that I have the bragging rights to say that I was here before the come up, right? He dropped a 3-song EP of songs that he wanted on the album but couldn't get cleared, and every single song every single song is of course a hit, bro. But the song that I like the most out of all of them, the song that I was most anticipating, you know, the song with the rap rock fusion that we've come to love from Kenny Mason, is Leap Straight Off. And for once, I think I can actually play the song without getting copyrighted immediately. It has that grungy crunch to it with the distortion, but it also has that shoegaze reverb on top of it, adding a layer of aggression to these already intense vocals, with a stellar guitar performance as always. And this song is also just sequenced perfectly with a like rap section right in the middle of it that perfectly leads back into that drop. Like, bro, you don't understand how happy I am that I don't have to listen to a muffled like JBL speaker snippet anymore of this song. And just to like double it up, just in case you haven't heard of Kenny Mason, I know a lot of people like have heard of him like recently, but you know, just to give you another song from him that I really like, listen to Play Ball and just thank me later, bro. The song is amazing. Next up, we got an artist that my friend Spades put me onto a few months back, and her name is Sinead. And for starters, bro, she has those soulful vocals, and for me personally, bro, you know, being in a black household, mom bumping that music constantly, bro, that always puts a good feeling in my heart because it reminds me of those sights and memories, so I always love to hear that. She has a song named Colors with another artist that I really like named Mavi, and he put on a stellar verse on that song, bro. Like, I ain't even gotta say too much about that. And she came in with those soft vocals on an old school type of classy beat, and that song just, I don't know, bro. I don't know. When you vibe with something, you just vibe with something, bro. But one song that I really like from her especially is a song called Levels. And Canon from the future here, I tried to play that song and it got copyrighted immediately, so I'm gonna do my best to explain it. The song teeters on like a club banger song, but it leans more into that experimental dance type of vibe. It's kind of like a fusion between like Afrobeat and dance, but like you'll definitely hear it when you like hear her vocals. The production is amazing as always with these songs, and I don't know, her vocal performance is so consistent, but I just wish she'd drop a little bit more. But you know, artists go through certain things, so you never know what's going on there. It could be the label, but yeah, I'm definitely hyped to see where she goes with her sound. And last but definitely not least, in classic fashion, we have a follow-up to one of the artists from a previous vid, right? Julie has dropped their debut album. And to be honest, bro, for starters, right, don't go into this album thinking it's gonna be like one specific style all the way through, because they are way too versatile for that. For starters, you have your like glaring shoegaze feel, because that's kind of like the primary thing with this band. But then you hear that guitar on certain songs, and then you get that math rock feeling. And then we go straight into grunge. It almost sounds like I'm naming different seasons of Fooly Cooly, bro. And as always, Perfect Cell absorbed the androids and then hit me with a copyright strike as soon as I try to play any song. So instead of talking your head off this time, bro, I'm gonna recommend you 3 songs from this album that I feel like are amazing and perfectly paint a picture of this album, just in case you don't want to immediately go in and listen to them. First off, we got Clairborn Practice, then we got Feminine Adornments, and then we got Stuck in a Car with Angels. Listen to those 3 songs for me and you will truly understand Julie. That was the corniest thing ever, and I think that just about wraps up this video. But wait, there's more. Could I interest you in joining the official Canon Discord server, my friend? Other servers might offer you minuscule pleasantries such as, I don't know, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 arcade cabinet, but we here at the Canon Discord server offer you a life-size model of Shadow the Hedgehog's bike, fully functional as well. And with Sparking Zero inching closer and closer, we also inch closer and closer to the official Canon Core Sparking Zero tournament, with the amazing first place prize of everything in my pocket, and watching me break my controller while playing Mario Kart Online Quick Play on the Dolphin emulator. That's not actually a prize that you can get. I just wanted to talk about how I really just wanted to break into one of their houses, grab them off their chair, and then like proceed to just plunge my
up in here with my tool, they gon' find you in the ditch, yeah. Straight for high rule, you not from it, you a glitch, yeah. Man of my rules, running with the misfits, yeah. Do not misclick, that's gon' get you hit quick, yeah. Death on death, this God, ain't no variation, it's Lord X Lord. I keep a paradise, so I X out of Clyde. My name Lucy, when I talk, you know.